Ooh, we're live now.
We're alive.
Welcome, y'all, to once again another virtual write-in. This time, what is it? Today I guess the theme is self-care, and the only title we could think of is We Care, Bear in Mind, Take Care of Your Mind.
Listen, I was sick. I wasn't able to aid with jokes. Nautica tried their best. So we're working with that title.
This is a judgment-free zone.
Please let it be a judgment-free zone.
Also, let us know where y'all are coming from down in the chat. We want to know where folks are in the world. So that's always exciting. And welcome back. We're going to be doing this every other week until November for NaNoWriMo. And so we're just here for either writing sprints, discuss how we did, any advice. Everything's welcome here. You're just here to write. That's the goal. Yeah.
I'm seeing people from Canada, from different areas of Canada, Germany,
Las Vegas, Berlin, Germany,
London,
we got
Italy.
some Ohio too, as well. A bunch of y'all.
It's a good mix. So I feel like we've already introduced ourselves multiple times. I'm Megna, pronoun she, her. I'm the programs intern.
I'm Nautica. I am the editorial intern. I go by they, them, or she, her. And I can also introduce my cat Kamina right now, squirreling on me, or my kitten. He's just gonna be here writing with us.
I love Nautica's cats so much. I see them like on one photo or like a random story, and I always feel joy. But so to begin, for announcements, don't forget to create your project. We will be having a mindful writing webcast sometime it's next Wednesday on the 20th at 11 a.m. Pacific. We will be going through techniques and exercises to help you write your novel. And we also have a couple other Zoom events. The LGBTQ Writers Hangout that is next Thursday at 2 p.m. Pacific time, and the Writers of Color Hangout, which is next Friday at 4 p.m. Pacific.
And I think the last announcement is don't forget to subscribe, especially if these spaces help y'all write. I know I've written a lot of stuff or gotten some work done in here. But now that we have announcements out the way, we got the homework, we got the boring part out the way. I think it's time we should probably get into a sprint, right?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, cool. While she is taking care of that fire in her background, let me take y'all through the first prompts. Keep in mind, we're going to give you a set of words. You don't have to use them, but if you want to use them, feel free. Use them all, use none of them, use only one of them, whatever gets you to write for the next 5 minutes. And these are the words. Use cowboy hat, relaxation, plants, sunrise, and pizza.
Get as creative as you want. You can include all of them. You could, like Nautica said, just use a couple. Do what you want to do. Also, I had to escape into the fire because apparently they started to do yard work. But I'm ready for the yard.
That's all good. That's okay. You got the time, Magna?
Yes. So we're going for 5 minutes?
Yes. So cool. Let's start writing.
Right. 3, 2, 1, go. Time's up.
Cool. Let us know how that went. Please drop your word count in the chat, or your sentences that you want to highlight. Let us know how that prompt went for you.
Also, what ideas you came up with. Nautica, what did you come up with?
I'm back to working on the raccoon story. I'm sorry.
It's okay.
I made the prompts, don't even follow it, but that's okay. And I'm just mapping out the events I want to happen in the short story. How was it for you?
I started this and I didn't have my short story I'm working on open. So I was like, okay, I'll get my notes app out and try use these words. I started writing I saw cowboy hat and I was like, okay, cowboys, saloon. So I started with it's a quiet evening in the streets of nowhere. And then I kept going and then I realized I made a James Dean reference. So then I made everyone like actors in a historical village district. And it's a little too quiet there. I used the words relaxation, cowboy hat, and sunrise. So I didn't use plant and pizza yet. I might continue with the scene. We'll see where it goes.
Yeah, we'll see how it goes. But also in the chat, I want to uplift. So a lot of folks are putting up their word count. Like Melissa got 156. Angel Mermaid 189. You sunset and cowboy hat. Alexandria got 288, which is a lot. And Melina got 406. Ooh, y'all are going crazy with this prompt.
That's a decent amount of words. Ooh, I saw a poem by Mia. There are some people who were brainstorming. That's really good. You don't have to follow the prompts. I feel like we should make that clear, but I'm glad that people wrote a decent amount. Like we picked these words at random and y'all came up with some stuff.
Yeah, you were looking at the things in your room.
I just picked things from my room. I got to 127, so a lot of y'all beat me too. So
I'm glad it worked for y'all. Also want to pose a question for the chat, kind of in theme of in NaNoWriMo. I know a lot of times when we like push ourselves, we forget to take a break, and why we need to prepare to rest and plan our breaks before we get to that point of breaking. So we want to ask, what is your self-care routine during NaNoWriMo? Is it the same? Do y'all have different ones going on?
This is slightly off topic, but Nautica, how many times have you done NaNoWriMo?
I've done it maybe like 3-4 times. I started when I was 12, and that was the only time I reached 50,000. And I finished the novel and I didn't sleep. This is a bad example. I'm like saying the opposite. This is what not to do for self-care. I didn't sleep.
Don't listen to Nautica.
I wrote in my classes. I wrote on my breaks. I had every single thing writing. Don't do that.
What have you learned to do since then for self-care?
Definitely prepare. I think that's what I would do. I would prepare. I'm also going to be a rebel this year and work on short stories, because you know we can do that. Do you have a self-care routine?
I don't. I need to get a routine in general for NaNoWriMo because I'm someone who is go with the flow. Oh, I'll write now for an hour. I'll write now for a little bit. In terms of self-care, I think for NaNoWriMo, the best thing is to come up with some sort of routine. Like if you know you're gonna write for an hour, make it an hour in the evening, an hour in the morning, whatever works for you. Also switch through projects if you really aren't feeling something. But also just even 10 words is 10 words. 100 words is 100 words. Just remind yourself of that. And I also just like having something warm to drink.
That's fair. Everyone has their own like little comfort. I'm definitely seeing like Beth got no dishes, no laundry. That's a comfort. Or like Kay, water, chocolate, walks, and naps.
Walks are really good.
Yeah, definitely. I think there's like a study out. I don't know where, I think I was watching it on a TED Talk where if you want to brainstorm more creatively and have more ideas, go on a walk, come back, and start writing all the brainstorms you had during your walk.
They're really useful. I used to, when I would do NaNoWriMo, like Camp NaNoWriMo, I would go on walks every day. And it really helped me. Like, I think I got as close to finishing a novel I ever had in that time. And it's really good. I've also seen a couple people talk about like having writing sessions as opposed to like designated writing time, writing marathons. So like instead of writing all day, you like have your little session. And oh, I saw someone likes to do jewel painting. I don't know what that is. That sounds really cool though.
Yeah, that sounds really creative. I see Nile Woman. I feel like they're a planner. I planned all of my meals in advance so I wouldn't have to go shopping. I also tried writing when I had downtime at work. So they're really getting in where they can.
I like that. I feel like I am so bad at planning what I'm gonna eat in a day, especially.
Yeah, and honestly, I can relate to some of these folks like Coffee Queen. I tend to lose a lot of sleep during NaNo since I write so late in the night, same and early in the morning. But for self-care, I try to do lots of soothing things to calm me down and encourage me. And
I see people doing tarot, which I didn't think of as self-care. I usually use tarot like when I'm like very like stressed out and need an answer, but that's really fascinating.
definitely. Or put some like I think there was an ask for non-cliche ideas in the chat, but also at the same time, a lot of these, whatever like makes you feel safe. And I'm thinking maybe we should start writing now that we have a little bit of these ideas. Do you have the next prompt ready?
I do, but let me get that timer too. So our next prompt is picture a character. It could be the one from the scene you just wrote or the one in your future work in progress, whatever it is. Write a scene that would be the most stressful situation possible before your character. You have 10 minutes. We're going to start in 3, 2, 1. Begin.
Cool. That sounded like time. Finish up, wrap up your thoughts, your last sentences. How was that?
It was good for me. I just started working on a short story, so I used this time to work on that. My situation was my main character, her parents were superheroes and they passed away, and she still has powers. So she's too scared to use them because she doesn't want her brother to be left alone. So her most stressful situation would be her brother becoming a superhero, and then his life is at risk. So I started writing that.
Feel it? That sounds stressed. I don't want to deal with it. Also, let us know in the chat your word counts and maybe a sentence or a little what stressfulness are you putting on your characters. Even though we just talked about relaxation, I think this is a good contrast. And this helps me write out probably the highlight of my story, the most stressful part for my character, and what would their feelings be, how does stress happen in their bodies. I see a lot of folks though down in the chat, like Jordan Palmer 393 and Francisca with 300 words. So y'all are getting through this prompt. I see it. I feel it.
No, I'm killing it. I got to 256 words, if that's any. Mia got to the same amount. Seeing a lot of people in the 400s and 300s. Dang, okay.
Beth put her spaceship is about to explode, 330 words. I would not want to deal with that.
A bounty hunter finds out the woman he's been falling in love with is the most wanted outlaw in the kingdom. I'd read that, Casey. I really would.
Yeah, these all sound like great ideas, but things I would not want to deal with. And so y'all hit the prompt. Y'all did it right.
Her family inn is up in flames, and she just noticed her mother isn't among the crowd. Once I'm with Nautica, I wouldn't want to experience that, but that sounds really cool as a story. Does that say too much about me? I don't know.
I think it says a lot about the writers in this chat, and I think it's dope what y'all are putting out. And I definitely also want to offer another question, another discussion to help y'all like think while we are getting into these stressful events. Let's prevent another one. How are y'all planning to schedule your writing during NaNoWriMo? Let's talk about a real stressful event. How are you planning your writing, scheduling that?
I haven't decided whether I want to do an hour in the mornings, like a super productive person, or just do an hour after my classes end. My classes usually end at 1. So I was like, oh my God, what if I wrote after class? But then I remember how tired I am. So I can't decide which one I want to do, but I know I want to try for an hour a day and 1,000 words in that hour. Just very stressful.
That's fair.
What about you?
For some reason, it's either when I'm about to fall asleep or around 10, like 9 to 11 is my peak writing. Like I will write everything in those 2 hours. So I just have to plan around doing my homework early enough so I can do my creativity when I perform the best. But I also know a lot of folks are busy, and that's real.
Are you someone who like has ever fallen asleep while writing?
I thought, oof, yeah. Oh no, I will sleep. Like I'll sleep on a desk and write, and then like wake up like this and write, and wake up like this and write. It's so, please don't do that.
We're just telling people what not to do at this point. Like, don't listen to anything we say, but also listen.
Let's see, stories. I'm gonna read some out because y'all probably have better things. Stories and sunrise. I have 2 little kids, so I know I have to write either early in the morning during nap time or after they go to bed. So I need to commit to at least one of those times during the day. I feel it. You gotta hustle through.
Allison Opson said that they write best during write-ins, which is dedicated times during the week. I write consistently until I meet or exceed the goal for those couple hours. 3 to 6 times per week is a pretty decent time too. Well, hey, we'll be here every week, folks, in November.
It's great. And I do something similar when I'm in class. I write. I love to listen. I love to ignore people so I can write. And I hope we can be this space for you if you choose to do that.
What else?
Let's see. CB 394 has a tip for homework for y'all students in here. If you can, find out what your assignments are for the entire month of November and then do them on Halloween. That's so committed.
That's genius, but also I know my brain. I would panic thinking about that. Oh my god, but I know most of my exams are in November. So that's my one roadblock.
Yeah, trying to make it through our schedules. I know a lot of us are busy during either Halloween or right before November. Hein says, spend less time on social media and use that time to write. Ooh.
I want to try one day and do that thing that I've seen people do on like YouTube for reading, but they like convert their screen time to like reading time. So like if their screen time is 5 hours, they have to write for 5 hours.
I feel it. I've seen people with like 10-hour screen times. So no blims at people. Honestly, I use it social media a lot for work. But if y'all have time to like, maybe you don't want to be on TikTok all the time and instead want to use that time to shift it over, I think that's a great idea.
Running the social media for like TikTok for like NaNoWriMo has been the reason I don't use it super often because I'm always logged into it and I'm paranoid I'm gonna like things that like aren't related to our content.
Also,
so
follow TikTok. Magna is holding it down real good. Yes.
Follow TikTok. What can I say? I am always trying to plug that.
While we're telling you that, yeah, social media is use it.
Follow us on all social media as we say this.
We'll remind you to write. We'll remind you to write.
Yeah, we'll be there. I will specifically make TikToks be like, get back to writing.
And there's also some folks, also like Nick C. I never really scheduled. I finally finished last year by writing after the write-ins. That's how I finally finished. There's some folks that can't follow a schedule. Find your flow wherever, maybe just like write throughout the day. I know a lot of folks have like notes. I have like 2,000 notes on my phone.
That always helps.
Yeah,
where you can always write in my notes app.
It is a blessing. Okay. And thank you. We also didn't mention this. Catherine is secretly here with us, typing out all the little links in the prompts. So she's with us in presence, supporting us and posting the TikTok content in the chat. So thank you so much for that.
Thank you. I keep forgetting it's Catherine because I would see the messages and I'm like, who's writing this? I'm gonna ask later.
Yeah, it's none of us. Okay. I think maybe now is a good time for us to push forward. And how are y'all feeling? Do y'all want to do a 10-minute sprint? Do y'all want to do a 15-minute sprint?
It's up to y'all.
Because I'm feeling 15 minutes personally, because I'm getting somewhere. And this next, do you have the prompt up, Meghna?
I do. Our Catherine, evil laughing. So our last prompt for the day is, the stressful event that you put your character through in the previous prompt. How would they decompress from that? Interpret that how you will. You have.
Wait, just before we start, reading the comments, a lot of. I see all the 15. All y'all want to do the long haul. I love it. And so we talked about relaxation. We talked about the most stressful. Now we're going back on how would your character, not you, but how would your character do it? Just keep in mind, you don't have to do this prompt. You can do whatever you want in the next 15 minutes. But if this helps, we hope that it helps you just not put the pen down or to keep writing for the next 15 minutes. And if you don't have a character, make a character, whatever you need.
Okay, I will begin the 15 minutes in 3, 2, 1, go. Time's up, folks.
Cool. Finish up that last thought, that last sentence, and let us know down in the chat, how was it? What's your word count? Maybe show us a sentence if you want to show off your craft. How was that for you?
It was pretty good. I didn't follow the prompt. I kind of just kept writing for my own thing, but I got 283 words down.
That's good. I can't count the words, but I have, I can't even show the paper. Okay. I got a bunch of words going on. So I'm just happy. I just continued a stressful situation and ended it, and kind of there's some kind of relief when the stress goes away, I think.
I really want to read your raccoon story at one point.
I will show it to you. I will show it to you. I promise you that. And then you got to show me yours.
Oh, I will. I definitely need feedback on it because I haven't written a short story in forever. I'm seeing 544, 460. I was slowed down by. If it's any consolation, my laptop nearly died, so I had to have my mom throw me a charger. So it's okay that you were slowed down. I was too.
Bree got 730 words. And Nora says only 205, but I was able to get over my writer's block at last. Good job.
That's such a good feeling.
Yeah, and even if some folks have like 175 kilo fish, you're definitely right. It's better than nothing.
Mia and me seem to be in sync because we've been hitting the same words every time. I'm also at 286. So we're getting through it. I'm seeing 216, 400. Everyone's been writing. This is a good time. I'm glad that our prompts worked.
I definitely feel like it's an important time to, like, of course, we like these high intensity like scenes, like they're fun to write a bunch of action, but also just writing the moments where your characters can be like real people and take a break or relax in their own way is important as well.
It makes them more relatable and also really real. So it helps with making your characters full-fledged people.
Yeah. My class, my professor is always talking about like make your character more than a concept.
Oh, that's a really good way to put it.
Like make them like, and a lot of times we probably don't realize when we're doing it. And they're like, what would they realistically do? Like, are you always going to be on a battlefield? Do you really want to do that? Are they or something like that?
Like if they are going on a battlefield every day and they're not coming back exhausted and like trying to recharge, that they're not a real character. They're just
or workaholic.
That too. Maybe they're just a workaholic, but that should be a character trait you discuss too then.
Definitely. Well, I hope this was helpful for y'all. I definitely got some writing in. Was it good for you, Meghna?
It definitely was. I've been putting off my story for a little bit, and today I got to work on it.
Cool. And before we go, we always want to put out announcements because it helps us and helps y'all find out more events that we're doing, such as, what is it? Number one, make sure y'all make your project in NaNoWriMo. Just make an official project because it keeps us updated on how many folks around the world are doing projects. And we want to see the work that y'all do. Even if you're not doing a complete novel, maybe you're writing 10,000 words, we still want to be there because it's an important journey. On Wednesday, we have a really cool webcast coming up called Mindful Writing. And it's about mindfulness. So how do you take care of your mind, your body, your mental health, while use that with your writing. And that's going to happen on October 20th.
And to repeat some of the ones that I said earlier, in case you weren't there or you didn't hear, we have a couple Zoom events coming up next week. So the LGBTQ Writers Hangout, that's next Thursday at 2 p.m. Pacific time, and a Writers of Color Hangout that is next Friday from 4 p.m. Pacific time. They do those not every Friday, but one Saturday and one Friday a month, I think.
They're consistent.
They're consistent.
But also, Catherine just put in the chat the link if y'all want to find out more. So I know we're ending a little bit early, but that's okay. Hopefully y'all get some extra time to write, maybe finish up and polish your lines, whatever helps y'all get through. And don't forget to like and subscribe. We put a lot of work into this.
You should continue to join us, and we'll hopefully have a better title next time.
Give a suggestion.
Listen, we tried, but it was nice talking to y'all, and I'm glad that we were helpful. Bye.